All right, we are going to start with the elephant. Now, when you draw an animal, what part of the body do you think we should be drawing with first? What part?
The head.
The head. That's a good thought, but think about what's the biggest part of the body?
The body.
Or I just gave that away, didn't I? So the body, right? Where we kind of hold all our organs, right? Like at the tummy part. So we're going to start with the tummy. And when you think about an elephant is kind of a large animal, right? So we're going to start with an oval. Now, we don't want to make your oval really huge on the paper because we're going to add a lot of other animals in here. But we also don't want to make it tiny because we know the elephants aren't really tiny either. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to right here, I'm going to put an oval here. So you watch me, and then once I do it, I'm going to say, okay, go, and then you're going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do an oval that's about this big for the size of my elephant. Go ahead and make an oval about that big. Notice I'm holding my paper horizontally. Which way is horizontal? Who remembers which way is horizontal? That way, like we're sleeping, right?
Yeah.
We're not standing up, we're sleeping. We're laying down, we're sleeping. That would be standing up nice and tall, right? So hold your paper so it's nice. We're sleeping. Now the next part we're going to do is the head. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a circle right here. Do you see that circle? It's not quite touching the body, but we're going to make it touch. This is going to be the head of my elephant. And now I'm going to make that attach. So watch what I'm going to do. From the top of the head, I'm going to make a line and I'm going to bring it down and I'm going to have it curve and attach to the back. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to start underneath the chin kind of area and I'm going to make a line and I'm going to curve coming down. Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
Now tell me, now that we've connected the head to the body, do we need these two lines anymore? No, we don't. So we're going to erase that. Take your eraser and we're going to erase those two lines. And it looks to me like this line could maybe come back a little bit further. I don't know. But we're going to add the ear and it might cover it up. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is the trunk of our elephant. So watch how I do the trunk. I'm going to start from the top. Now you can make your trunk come down as though it's coming down to the ground, or you can make your trunk go back and like squirting water out. I'm going to make my trunk look like it's going back, kind of squirting water out. So I'm going to start at the top here, and I'm going to come down, and I'm kind of doing kind of a C. Do you see how this is kind of shaped like a C?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like an upside down C.
Yep. So go ahead and kind of create your trunk. Draw in your trunk, at least part of your trunk, right? That's not the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, how many of you know what a peanut looks like?
Me.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to do like half a peanut. Yes, do you have a question?
You have to draw it on the water coming out, or can you draw it like coming down?
You can draw it coming down if you want. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw
Peanut.
kind of like a little half peanut shape. Are you seeing kind of like the nose, the opening of the trunk? And then I am going to try and make this contour and parallel to this line, which means these two lines are going to go in the same direction, and I want to try and keep the thickness all the way. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to start here. Here's my trunk, and do you see how I'm keeping the thickness? All the way I'm trying to keep that thickness. I got a little bit thick here. You do the best job you can. I'm going to bring this up, and then I'm going to make the mouth. Do you see the mouth? So I kind of make like an upside down V here, and then I curved it to add to the body. And are there lines here that we can erase?
Mm-hmm.
Which lines do we need to erase?
Do you erase the ones near the mouth?
Yep, these right here, right? These little lines?
Yeah.
So we're going to take our eraser and we are going to erase those little lines. Now, elephants have kind of like some lines in their trunk, so if you want to put in some kind of curved lines to kind of show that the elephant's trunk, I might have made my elephant trunk a little too long, but that's okay. We're going to add the eye. So here's the eye. I'm going to do a little curve, and then I'm going to add just like a little circle. And the next thing we're going to work on are the legs. Now, when we attach the legs are pretty important because I'll show you what students tend to do. Students tend to do this. And does that look right? No, they're super skinny, and they also don't even look like they're attached. They're almost like little sticks that are kind of part of the animal. We want to make the legs look like they're actually part of the animal. So watch what I'm going to do. Here's the trick for adding legs, and you can do this with any animal. And as we draw each animal, you're going to notice that we do this with each animal. So here's the front of my leg, right? The front of my body. It's attached, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to come down. And I am going to stop right there. Go ahead and start drawing your animal. Now, elephant legs, are they skinny or are they kind of thick? They're thick, right? So we don't want to have like super skinny, he's not like bird legs, right? He's got some thick legs to him. So watch how we create the hip on the elephant. We're going to overlap. So watch this. I'm going to come back here. Look at me. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to come down. And I'm going to keep that leg nice and thick. And legs, the elephant feet, they kind of spread out at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
They spread out, and then they have toes. So you can add some toes. Is there a line in here we need to erase? Which line are we erasing?
The one next to the thigh.
Right, the one that's right here, right? That's connecting, because the leg is on top of the body, right? So we're going to erase that line. We need to keep this belly. Now we're going to do the same thing for the back leg. We're going to do the same thing for the back leg. Are we ready? Okay, here we go. I'm going to start from the back of my animal. I'm going to come down, and I'm going to stop right there. Now, do we want this leg to be longer or shorter than this one, or do we want them to be the same? The same. You got it. And to show the back hip, the front hip, we went this way. We curved this way, right? Because we're doing the back of the animal, we're going to curve in the opposite direction. So I'm going to curve this way, and I'm going to come down, and I'm going to make my kind of my big feet. And again, do we have a line that we need to erase? Yep, this one right here. So go in and erase that line. And then if you want to, you can go ahead and add the toes. Now here's something. We need to add, does an elephant have 2 legs?
Yes.
No, an elephant has 4 legs, right?
Yeah.
So we need to draw the 2 legs that are on the back side. Well, here's a trick. Here's a trick. Whenever you're drawing legs that are on the back side of an animal, they need to be shorter. Okay, so watch. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to start right at this tummy line, okay, right at the belly line. And watch, I'm going to have them overlap. So this leg's going to look like it's in front of the other one, except I need to make it shorter. And by making it shorter, do you see how now that leg looks like it's further away? Now tell me something. Am I going to see the toes on this leg?
No.
Nope, because it's hidden by here. But if I do my back leg coming down and I curve, am I going to see toes here?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and draw in your back legs. Notice these are the same, but they're at the same height, but they're shorter, right? We made them shorter. We have a couple more things to add. What are we missing?
Tail.
The tail. We're missing the tail. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start here. Elephants' tails, they're not too terribly long, and they have a little tuft of hair at the end. So we're gonna come down and we're gonna show like a little tuft of hair, and then we're gonna come back up. And we can erase this little line right there. We're missing something else.
The big fat ears.
We're missing the ears. The ears. Here we go. I'm gonna put a little curve here. This is where my ear is gonna be attached. Put a little curve. That's where my ear is gonna be attached. Now watch this. If I do this, is that gonna look right?
No.
It kind of looks like a piece of paper that's been cut, right? It doesn't look very natural. So watch what I'm going to do. I can go in here and I can kind of make, do you see how I'm kind of making, I'm still keeping that shape, but do you see how I'm kind of making it wavy? Does that look more realistic?
Yeah.
Yep. And then do I need to keep this line?
How do you know?
No, we erase that line. So go ahead and put your ear in.
My ear is gonna be too big.
And some elephants have small ears and some elephants have big ears, and they're all different shapes and sizes, but they all tend to be a little bit triangular in nature. Now, does an elephant only have one ear?
No.
Elephant has two ears, and the other ear on the elephant is on the other side, right? So that means just like we did the legs where I started at the belly, I'm going to start at the top of the head. And I'm going to make the other ear, but notice, am I making it as tall as this one?
No.
Nope, I have to make it shorter, right? To make it look like it's on the back side. And then the last thing we can do, if you want to, you don't have to, is we can add the water kind of squirting out. Maybe he's giving himself a bath.
I wanted to make my elephant like drinking up water.
That's fine, you can do that.
Oh, nice.
Now, if you want to make your elephant look like he's drinking water, let's do one thing first. Let's add a horizon line, right? The horizon line is the part that divides the what?
The sky.
The sky from the land. You got it. So I'm going to put a horizon line in back here. And if I want to add water, if I add water like this, is that going to actually look like water? Or is it going to look like it's a ball?
A ball.
A ball. Sometimes people put water in like this, but it looks like the water's kind of standing up. If you want it to make it look like he's kind of in a puddle, your puddle needs to be kind of long and narrow. So see how he's kind of, and you could even make this deep, where maybe it looks like he's in water and you're kind of covering up his feet a little bit. Are you seeing that? Okay, so that is the elephant, and we are going to move on. Our next animal will be a cat of some sort, like maybe the lion or a tiger.